The International Women's Day is just a great opportunity to sit down, to look back at our achievements, maybe our aspirations, where do we want women to be, maybe 10 years from now. It's definitely part of what this business or what Strauss is all about. It's about equal opportunities, it's about diversity, it's about really building a better society through business and understanding that business can be a great force for good, for change. I think it's quite obvious to say that if only 50% of the population is working in compared to 100%, 100% can get much better results than only 50. If we ask ourselves really why consumer good products have to really focus on it now, 80% of the decision that have to do with acquisition of or purchasing product or servicing is actually made today by women. So if 80% of the women make the decision at home of what to buy, definitely it's just very important to empower them and to make sure that those who make the decision also make the money. We found it's a great reason to wake up in the morning and to do things. We found that really business is a great tool, a great mechanism to do it, because it is actually touching every aspect of our life. It is about really being together as a team. We are a society by ourselves. We go global, so we understood that we are going to be guests in other countries. And what is it and what is the reason that we really work so hard to get to those countries? And we decided to really be part of all those forces that are about improving people's life. At the company itself, and I know people think about company as just one big P&L, we decided that diversity is really the motivation to wake up in the morning. If diversity is what we love, if diversity is what we talk about, of course the culture of inclusiveness is a must. And I have to say that's the most difficult part, because every one of us brings from home and from his neighborhood all the things that we were used to think about. It's just much easier not to hear a different opinion. But we learned that in order to grow, in order to do things better, it's not about just feeling comfortable. It's actually to challenge ourselves. And that's actually, this challenging environment is exactly what we put at the heart of what we are doing. It brought to our organization a lot of entrepreneurship, a lot of new ideas, new product. At the company itself, and I know people think about company as just one big P&L, we decided that diversity is really the motivation to wake up in the morning. If diversity is what we love, if diversity is what we talk about, of course the culture of inclusiveness is a must. And I have to say that's the most difficult part, because every one of us brings from home and from his neighborhood all the things that we were used to think about. It's just much easier not to hear a different opinion. But we learned that in order to grow, in order to do things better, it's not about just feeling comfortable. It's actually to challenge ourselves. And that's actually, this challenging environment is exactly what we put at the heart of what we are doing. It brought to our organization a lot of entrepreneurship, a lot of new ideas, new product. But especially, I have to say, at the end of the day, it's to come every morning to open the door of our organization. And it doesn't matter where it is, which part of the world. I was lucky to be born into a family that believes that women have equal rights and equal obligations. When my grandparents immigrated from Europe to Israel, there was no other way but to start as farmers and to do it together. My grandfather was responsible on one side of the business and my grandmother on another one, but at the end, they were a team. And when we look back, it was only possible because they did it together. I have to say that I thought that's the way. That's the way the world is actually moving, and that's a shared value. I just discovered at a much later stage in my life that it's not so. So I can really say from my own experience that I had great models. I had my grandmother, I had my aunt, and I had my mother that always thought that to wake up in the morning and to go to work is a value. I grew up into it, I embraced it, but more than anything, I really felt there is no other way. But at the end, this equal opportunity that in a way is even forced in our culture is something that I learned to value. And if it's something that I can take with me now to other places, I share it with others. I am thinking about my grandmother and my mother. If at the beginning I felt I'm speaking about things like diversity and inclusiveness here in this country almost by myself or to myself, today I am just one voice out of many. So if it sounds a miracle, I have to say it's not. It took a lot of time, efforts, aggravation, even failures. But one thing for sure, we became a team. And to take this message and to talk about it in different places, with different people, I have to say it makes the world a much smaller and easier place to navigate in. People talk about globalization as something which is not so good, something that is frightening. But the way we see, or I see globalization, is actually the option and the opportunity to reach out to so many people in so many different places. So yes, we are affected by everything and by everything that people are doing in different parts of the world, but we are definitely enriched by it. And if I wish to ourselves, especially to the women in the next 10 years, that will just grab the opportunity that the world really gives us. The last 10 years, things have changed. Maybe not to everyone in the same way. Maybe it's different in developing countries and developed countries. Maybe it's different between China, Africa, Europe, US, and the Middle East. But at the whole, I met so many women and men in the last 5 years that are not asking why is it important, but just how quickly do we get there? How quickly can we make this world an equal opportunity place? Companies of the private sector, of the private sector as a whole, can actually join forces with governments, with the civil part of the society, with the third sector. We have to do it together in order to get results. So I can just wish everyone that is doing the work to just make it quicker. So the future for us and for other women is really all about connecting, doing things together. The new open platforms, the internet really allows women to become a stronger force much quicker because we can do it from home. Women are great users of this new platform. You can hear their voices quicker and stronger. So yes, 2013 is definitely about new opportunities for women to really grab the opportunities that the world is talking about and for others to really make it happen just quicker.